they're like, yeah, let's just continue on with our pranks. And they pulled the same bullshit, dressed in black, dropping money everywhere.
Right. So I guess at one point, like, they were hitting on girls. It's a weird video to watch. So the police are called again to the UC Irvine campus about a bank being robbed. And their video shows the twins in public on campus trying to, like, pick up women, asking random people where local banks were. At the beginning of the video, they acknowledged that this was going to get them in a lot of trouble. And they're like, there's like a statement of, let's make sure this video gets at least 100,000 likes, so it's worth it for us to risk our lives.
Okay.
A spokesperson for the twins stated that over the course of 3 days, they filmed this video and that it was just all a huge prank. In regards to the Uber driver, all they could say was, quote, yeah, poor guy, end quote.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Yeah, poor guy.
Idiots.
So both of these idiots are charged with 1 count of false imprisonment affected by violence, menace, fraud, or deceit, and 1 misdemeanor count of falsely reporting an emergency. I don't understand, though, because they didn't report their emergency. So I think they are stating that because 911 was called and responded, that they're held liable for that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of how I assumed, because they themselves did not call.
No.
Okay.
But there was a report that they said, oh, we called the police station and told them we were pulling this prank, but that doesn't get you out of it. There was allegedly they said they called the police station, the non-emergency number, before they did all this. So they thought they were scot-free.
But I'm fairly certain if you called and you said you were going to do this, that the police would advise you not to do this.
Yeah. I don't know that they said that. I think they said they may have been filming a prank. I don't think they told the police like what the actual fuck they were doing. Because I'm pretty sure, they would advise them, be like, yeah, we're going to tell you not to do that.
Exactly. What if somebody had got shot? Yeah. Like, what if they had shot this Uber driver?
Yeah.
I don't know what response he would have had. You know what I mean? I don't know what response I would have had.
Well, those two probably would have been in prison.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, how could somebody process that? I'm not too quick on the uptake sometimes when things are happening that fast. Mm-hmm. To go from 1 minute of people coming in the car and you assume that they're bank robbers and you're trying to get them to go out. And then when they finally get out of the car, then you're surrounded by police. Uh-huh. I don't know that I would pick up on, I think I would freeze. I think I would my mind would be on overload at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what is that saying? Like out of the fire into the pan or something?
Sure.
I don't know. There's, basically going from shit to worse shit.
Yeah. Out of the pan into the fire.
That's it. So if they are found guilty, the max sentence would be a 4-year prison term if they're found guilty of all charges. Otherwise, it's going to be a slap on the wrist, basically.
Well, I'm hoping that happens. Maybe they can film that on YouTube.
Right.
Maybe their day-to-day activities in prison.
I don't think they're going to get a camera for that. But maybe they could be a part of that podcast, that prison podcast.
Maybe they could be part of Happy Jail.
Yeah. I guess take your shit elsewhere, do stupid shit.
Yeah. I mean, you could have used your YouTube for good things. Instead, you want to act like an asshat in public.
Right. It's a fucking, and to the view, like the views of this video is over 1 million.
Of course it is.
And they're like, oh, let's hope it gets 100,000 likes so it's worth it.
Yeah.
I hope it is worth going to jail.
That's the problem too with YouTube, is that this is the kind of stuff that people will watch.
Right.
And get the money. And so it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And stupider and stupider.
I would hope, though, YouTube has demonetized that video.
Probably not.
I don't know. They're quick to demonetize other things. So.
Yeah, but probably not. I mean, there's a whole big YouTube community, people who get strikes and people who don't. I mean, there's a big controversy there. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people think there's a YouTuber, Alinity, that she doesn't get any strikes, and then other people can get away with can't get away with murder. They say one wrong thing, or even like Philip DeFranco, who reports the news. Yeah, they demonetize his stuff all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. That's why he's had to, put up other channels and do Patreon and other things. But he gets flagged all the time, and he says it.
Don't you think, though, that that's because when he's reporting the news, he's giving like a personal commentary on it?
No, because he's always like, he does. Yeah. But he says, I'd love to hear what you think. But for him just reporting the news, they demonetize and give him strikes all the time.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I have a few things that I watch on YouTube, but for the most part, it's like makeup stuff. It's not anything to do with this kind of shit. Yeah, I go to TikTok for the controversy. Oh. Yeah, not YouTube. I don't have the attention span for more than a few seconds of controversy, because then I start getting frustrated. Then I start getting pissed off. If I read it, that's different. I don't know. There's just something, reading for me is just always going to be my preferred way to get this information.
To intake your media.
Yeah, but I don't know. And I hope that these idiots, they're young. I hope they learn their lesson. Don't fucking do shit like that.
And they're not, because look, Jake and Logan Paul, they've made millions of dollars doing stupid shit like this. Just stupid things, and then half-ass apologies, and there they go. They're back in the good graces of YouTube. But people will always watch their stuff. That's what kills me.
Yeah, but aren't they in trouble with the FBI now?
Yeah, they got raided, but they're still making YouTube videos. It doesn't matter. Now that they've got raided, guess what? They probably get more viewers.
I mean, probably.
Because people see them on the news,
right?
And then they'll be like, well, let's see what these guys are all about. And people click on their videos, and guess what? More viewers, more money. They're just fueling the fire.
And I think that's probably why I don't support that. I mean, I'm not interested necessarily, but no, I do understand that those people are making those videos to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
And if I don't support them, then why would I watch a video that would support them?
Yeah.
You have to be very, very careful of what you choose, where you choose for your money to directly or indirectly go nowadays.
Yeah.
If you're fine supporting whatever and you just don't give a shit, go for it. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to tell you no. I just don't think people understand how that works necessarily, and that they probably are supporting people that they would not want to financially support by doing that. So that's my my word to the wise, I guess, this week.
And as the kids say, okay, boomer. Moving on.
Yes.
Let's go. We're boomers. Even though we're not.
Am I? I'm not a boomer. What the fuck am I? What are we?
I don't know.
I don't associate with that. Don't put me in that. That makes me mad.
Anybody above 30, they call boomers. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking boomer. All right. Whatever. So do you remember a movie called Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
Okay. It's classic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen and I, my friend from high school, longtime friend, we probably watched that at least once a month. At least. I don't know. I don't know. It was just something. I don't know. God only knows the reason. So our last case is from 2008 in New York, neighborhood of Hell's Kitchen. The crime that we're going to talk about was loosely inspired by that movie. So I'm going to fuck up these names again. Someday I would like to pronounce a name and do it right and not stutter. So one, Virgilio Cintron. I don't think that's right, but this poor gentleman passed away at the age of 66. Okay, I'm sure at the time that he passed away, he did not suspect that his roommate and a friend would have him strapped to a chair, rolling his body down the busy city streets to a check cashing place on a Tuesday afternoon.
Okay.
So James O'Hare and David, D'Alea, They roll him up to a Pay-O-Matic and go inside to cash his last Social Security check in the amount of a whopping $355. That really helps the old people live.
That's it?
That's it. In fucking New York.
Wow.
What did that buy? Cat food. That's why old people eat cat food. Because they can't afford anything else. This do better for your old people, America.
Maybe that's why he had 2 roommates.
He only had 1 roommate.
Oh.
It was a roommate and a friend.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're inside. He's out on the curb. They're inside trying to cash his check.
Yeah.
And the clerk's like, yeah, I know who this guy is. Where is he? Where's Cintron? They point to his body out on the curb.
Yeah.
In the rolling chair. And the clerk's like, okay, he needs to physically be in the store. He knows this. Like, he's got to come and sign. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll be right back. By this time, people are kind of getting freaked out at the sight of this man who's obviously deceased. He's partially dressed. He's not even dressed right.
Wow.
And there's kind of like a crowd growing around him. A detective who was off duty eating at a nearby like corner restaurant calls in this disturbance to the local precinct that had jurisdiction. And as the 2 men are trying to roll the body into the check cashing business, police and an ambulance show up to find them trying to keep the body upright on the chair while showing the clerk his face. At this point,
These 2 geniuses.
well, they were elderly too.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if the clerk realized that the gentleman was dead or what was going on. Police, of course, take the body to the morgue where it was deemed that Cintron had passed away of natural causes. So no foul play within the past 24 hours. So they kind of sat on his body for a minute.
Wow.
It's not really known there. I couldn't find a follow up to like, were they charged? What happened? Did he get a funeral? Does he have family? Don't know what happened to the check. I don't think they got to cash it. This is like, to me, I just kept thinking Grumpy Old Men and Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
I literally was picturing Jack Lemmon and, oh shit, what's his name? Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
Which I'm aging myself quite a bit right now, and I don't care because Grumpy Old Men is classic, and if you haven't watched it, watch it. But that's who I was picturing, wheeling down Pops in a chair to cash the fucking check.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be funny, but it is.
It is.
So this poor old man, passed away in his sleep, and somehow they thought, well, we got to cash his check. He'd want us. They said that he'd want us to have the money.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they were thinking, but how are we going to do that? So let's try to get him dressed. They could get his pants up to like his mid thigh, but that's it.
Oh.
So they covered his like mid section with a jacket.
Nice.
And had a t-shirt kind of like halfway on his upper torso. And they rolled him down their building.
I thought that would pass.
Around the corner, and they thought, nobody's going to mind. It's New York. Shitty things happen all the time in New York, right? Weird things, shitty things, crazy things.
Yeah.
Everybody minding their own business. They're trying to get where they're going. They're not trying to pay attention.
Yeah.
Because if you see something too hard, you're going to have to think about it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be
And then you're going to have to get involved.
Right. And nobody got time for that.
No.
So, yeah. I don't think they cashed that check.
No?
No. Oh. I'm pretty sure that got nipped in the bud.
No party for Cintron.
No. I just hope that he had a decent service or something.
No.
I don't know. Really a shame.
They should have watched that movie. They probably should have. That Weekend at Bernie's. That way they could have went to the Voodoo Doctor.
I'm sure that they have watched that movie. That movie was pretty popular.
Yeah. Well.
In the, early 90s? Was that late 80s, early 90s?
Sure.
Yeah. So we're going to end things there.
Wow.
I had to end it on an upbeat, at least.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't end it on the sad story.
Well, at least it wasn't in Florida.
Right. So there is one more What the Fuck Wednesday before